Hello everyone, welcome to Nextway classes. I am Madhukar Reddy, Preventive Officer working in Chennai Customs. Uh, as part of a series with the English language, today we are going to discuss about the most basic and very important part of English language, that is tenses. So tenses form a very crucial part in English language because everything that we talk about in English has three tenses, that is past, present and the future, right? Whatever the sentence that you take, it will be of these tenses only. So let us look in detail about the topic. So yeah, present tense. As you can see here, present tense, a verb that refers to present time is said to be in the present tense. That means whatever which is happening right now, or which has happened just now, or which is continuously happening, and which has been happening. So these things which are still going on are said to be in the present tense. As you can see here, the verbs in all of these sentences refer to the present time. That means present at present, like they're actually happening right now and are therefore said to be in the present tense. Okay, so we see the tense of a verb shows not only the time of an action but also the state of an action referred to. The state of an action meaning whether it is completed or happening or will happen or whatever. The tense shows the state of an action. Okay, present tense. As you can see here in the first example, uh, I love, it is simple present. That means this basic nature or just happens every day. Okay, you love a pet, you love your pet dog, you love your parents, that is I love. Okay, I am loving, which is present continuous. Okay, that means which is happening right now. I have loved, that means you're still loving and you have loved that person. Okay, that means like it's just present perfect, it just happened just now. Okay, or in the recent past you can say like, okay. And I have been loving, so you started loving in the past and you're still continuing loving that person. That means it is present continuous tense. Okay, so let us go to the next slide. So simple present is I love. Okay, that means simple present, the action is mentioned simply. Okay, without anything being said about the completeness or incompleteness of the action. As you can see in this example, you can understand it doesn't have like yesterday or today, or you can't tell whether it is in the future or in the past or anything. It just simply I love. It's just like saying I brush my teeth every day. That's all. It's a usual sentence, general sentence. And if you take the next thing, I am loving, that is present continuous. Okay, and here also the action is incomplete, but it is still going on as you are speaking. So that means I am loving, I am taking a class right now, I am playing badminton. So these examples come under present continuous. Present perfect, if you take the next example, I have loved. That means here you can see have loved. Okay, so have plus v3 form, that means action is finished, it is complete. Okay, at the time of speaking the action is completed, so that means you take it as present perfect. You can even tell that it may be simple past also because it has just completed, but there is a thing like, you know uh, it has just completed and in the past it happened some days ago, so that you can take it as past. But this happened just now, just recently, so you can consider it as present perfect. Okay, and the next one, present perfect continuous. I have been loving. That means an action that has started in the past, which is still going on continuously and is not completed at this present moment. That means right now we are talking. So, example you can take, I have been playing badminton for an hour. That means you have started playing it just before an hour and you are still playing it and you have not completed that act, which is playing badminton. That means it is still going on at that moment you are speaking and it has started in the past. So that means present perfect continuous. Let us go to the next slide. So as you have seen about the present tense, let us look at past tense also and future tense. You can just see by the names past tense, which is completed, future tense, which will happen in the future. So as you can see, the same forms of the past tense: simple past, past continuous, past perfect continuous. So if you see, I loved, I have taken the same example for all the tenses to simplify the process of explaining this tenses subject. Okay, so I loved. You have loved some person in the past. Right now, you are not loving. So it is just not now. Okay, it has happened in the past. So there is nothing called continue in the present. Okay, at the time of speaking, it's not happening, but in the meaning of the sentence, it happened in the past. That's all. So I loved that person. Right now, he's not loving that person. Just like saying I played badminton yesterday. That means he's not playing badminton right now, but in the sentence it means he played it yesterday. Okay, and past continuous. I was loving. You take past continuous, it means was loving means at some point in the past. Okay, so you can consider it as at this time yesterday I was having dinner with my best friend. That means right now he's not having, but at the time of speaking, at this time he was having dinner with his friend. Okay, so it was continuing at this point of time yesterday. So past continuous, some action that is taking place at some point in the past, that is being taken place. Okay, so yeah, next past perfect, had loved. Okay, had plus v3 form, that is past perfect. Okay, I had loved. Okay, it is perfect in the past, that means somebody was loved by someone in the past. That's it. I had been loving. It is also continuous in the past is at some point. Okay, if you take an example, I had been writing this book for 4 months this April. That means in this year, April 2025, at the time of speaking, at the point or time in speaking, that person he had been writing the book for 4 months. Okay, so that's the thing. He started before April, like 4 months before April, and he was writing that book in April also. Okay, and at one point of time in April, he was doing that act for 4 months. So that is past perfect continuous. Next, similarly, the future tense. Okay, so that is shall or will love in the future. Okay, it will happen in the future. I will be loving. Continuous is at some point. Okay, so that means at this time tomorrow I will be playing badminton with my friends. That means at this point of time tomorrow some action will be performed. Okay, that is future continuous. I will have loved. That means future perfect. At this point of time in the future, or at some point of time in future, some person will have completed doing some action. Okay, you take the same case of playing badminton here also. At this point, at this time tomorrow, I will have played badminton for 1 hour. That means by 9 p.m. tomorrow, the person in context, he will have played badminton for 1 hour. Okay, so at this time tomorrow, some action will have completed. That means it's a perfect. I will have been loving. So here also at some point in the future. Okay, you can take the same example of playing badminton. At this point of time tomorrow, I will have been playing badminton for 2 hours. So the same case, future perfect continuous. Okay, I guess you have all gotten some idea of what the tenses are. Present tense, which happens like it is, am, or. Okay, past tense, was or were, some action that was taken in the past, and the future tense will, shall. Okay, that will be in the future. So let us move on to the next slide. So simple present tense. Okay, so examples of simple present tense here. Like here I have taken like you can understand how the pronouns first person, second person, and the third person are used with respect to the verb forms in the simple present tense. Okay, I speak, you speak, he speaks, we speak, they speak. As you already know, I, you, they, they all take a singular verb. Okay, speak example, and he, she, it, plural verb. Okay, speaks. You all know these basics. And present continuous tense. So if you take the same case of speaking, if you take first person, me, I am speaking in present continuous. If you take you are speaking. If you take a third person, he is speaking right now, present continuous tense. If you take some plural form of second person, so we are speaking, they are speaking. Present perfect. I have spoken, you have spoken, he has spoken, we have spoken, they have spoken. Okay? This is just to give you an idea of how to form sentences using uh, pronouns and simple past. I spoke, you spoke, he spoke, she spoke, they spoke, etc. Past perfect. I had spoken. Wherever you take perfect, it will be, if it is present perfect, it will be have plus third form of the verb. If it is past perfect, had plus V3 of the verb. Here you can even have in the present tense has or have, depending on the pronoun, like whether it is plural or single. If it is singular, he has studied this book. Okay. If it is plural, they had breakfast at 1 p.m. Okay, that's it. Next slide. Simple future tense. Okay, you can take these same pronouns. Like I shall speak, you will speak, he will speak, we shall speak, and they will speak. And it's just some basic idea of how the sentences are formed using tenses. Future perfect. I will have spoken, you will have spoken, they will have spoken, we will have spoken. Present perfect continuous. Present perfect. So have plus been. I have been, you have been, he has been, we have been, and they have been. Okay? So some act which has been performed at the time of speaking, which has started before the time of speaking. Okay? Past continuous. I was speaking, you were speaking, he was speaking, we were speaking, and they were speaking. Okay? Yeah, let's just move on to the next slide. Past perfect continuous tense. I had been speaking. You can take these as just examples to form sentences, but just as basics. You had been speaking, he had been speaking, we had been speaking, and they had been speaking. Future continuous. I'll be speaking, I'll be playing badminton, you'll be playing badminton, he will be playing badminton, they will be playing badminton. This is future continuous. And future perfect. I will have been riding a bicycle, you will have been talking to the manager, he will have been to the grocery shop, they will have been parked their car. So that like this, okay? They will have been parking their car. Okay? So just like this, you can just form any sentences with any tense, just like that. Okay, just by having some basic idea of the uh, concept of time, that means past, present, or future, and then the tenses, like with respect to the state of action, you can form any number of sentences. Let's move on to the next slide. So you will see the how tenses are used. Okay, these will come in handy, especially for exams in forming sentences, or you can make the grammatical mistakes, that is errors. Okay, in this part. So here present tense, simple present tense. You will use this for any general statements. Okay, just like you have seen in your class 10th, like the sun rises in the east. This is general statement. Okay, you can't have any like past or future. It happens every day. You brush your teeth. So general truths. This comes under this one. Habitual action. like just going for a walk. I go for a walk. Okay, I talk to my parents, etc. Okay? In exclamatory sentences beginning with here and there to express what is actually taking place in the present. To express a future event that is part of a fixed timetable or fixed program. You can see in the example which I mentioned here, the next flight is at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Here, some action which is fixed for tomorrow, that you can use it in present tense. There is no change in that, so you can use it in the present tense. Is at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Okay. The present continuous. It is used for an action going on at the time of speaking. Okay. And also used for a temporary action which may not be happening at the time of speaking. Like that means like it. Uh, you can take it as habits. Okay. For example, if you see here, I am reading David Copperfield. It is a book. So at the time of speaking, he may not be reading, but he is completing that book. That means he is in the process of completing something. So you can use it in present continuous tense. And present continuous can also be used for an action that has already been arranged or taken place in the near future. That means you have booked a ticket for a cinema. You will say to your friend, I am going to the cinema tonight. That is used in the present continuous tense. Next, present perfect. As you already know, this is used to say completed activities in the immediate past. Okay, just now. He has just gone out. Okay, you don't say he gone out here or went out. He went out. Just happened, so he has just gone out. To express past actions whose time is not given and not definite. That means, have you read Gulliver's Travels? That means you are asking somebody whether of the completeness of some action. So you tell, have you read? To describe past events when we think more of their effect in the present than action itself. Okay, Gopi has eaten all the biscuits. To denote an action beginning at some time in the continuing up to the present moment. I've known him for a long time. This also you can use in the present perfect tense because you know him. That's all. It's not like I will know this person again or I know him in the past only. If you have known someone, you have known him since so long. So that means it is present perfect. So present perfect continuous. Next one. It is used for an action which began at some time in the past and is still continuing. He has been sleeping for 5 hours. Okay. So with reference to some point of time and for the period for which the action has been happening, you refer to this as present perfect continuous tense. Okay. Next, the simple past you see that is used to indicate an action completed in the past. Okay. Just as the steamer sailed yesterday, the England and India played yesterday. Like that, you can use these sentences, and the past continuous is used to denote an action going on at some point of time in the past. Okay, continuous at some point of time. Okay, in the past, that is past continuous. Example: we were watching TV all evening. Suppose if you take at this point, like at some day is done, some days evening, those people who were in context, they were all watching TV. So that was happening at some point of time. That means in the evening that was happening. So it can be used in the past continuous tense. Next, the past describes an action, past perfect, okay, describes an action completed before a certain moment in the past. I met him in New Delhi 1996. I had seen him last. I had here past perfect. I had met him here. Sorry for this. And here also I had seen him last 5 years before. That is past perfect. Past perfect continues action that began before a certain point in the past and continued up to that time. Okay, you take a point in the past, for example, yesterday. At that time, he had been writing a novel for 2 months. So you can use it in, at this time, yesterday, I had been talking to my mom for 2 hours on phone. Okay, that is an example. Like at this point of time in the past, you were doing some action for some time. You have been continuing doing that. Okay, right now you're not doing it. At this time in the past, you had been doing that action, that means past perfect continuous tense. Simple future, okay, which we cannot control, expresses the future as fact, okay. I shall be 20 next Saturday, I'll be going to the movie, uh, I'll be a graduate next year, like this. Future continuous, to talk about actions which will be in progress at a time in the future. See, continuous tenses in any form, present continuous, past continuous, or future continuous, they talk about some point of time, okay. If you take present, at this point of time I'm recording a class, and if you take past, I recorded a class. If you take future, I will be recording a class, so that will be future continuous. Next, future perfect tense. This is used to talk about some action. If you take some point of time in the future, some action will have completed, okay, certainly. So I shall have written my exercise by then. So by tomorrow morning, I have completed my workout. That means future perfect tense, okay. Next, the future perfect continuous tense. At this point of time tomorrow, I will have been playing badminton for an hour. That's it, okay. So at this point of time tomorrow, you will have been doing a job until this point for some period of time. That you can call it as future perfect continuous tense, okay. Next, so as we have discussed tenses in short, you will have, I guess you must have gotten some idea. So in the next class, we'll discuss about active passive voice and uh, also direct and indirect tense, okay. So yeah, so as we have already discussed in the first class, that each class we will be having one topic and also the vocabulary. So today's vocabulary, you can see these words have been taken from newspaper, okay, the Hindu newspaper, which we generally read for examinations or in general for communication purpose or to improve our vocabulary, grammatical uh, point of view, etc. So yeah, let us see this first one, analyze, okay. Analyze means examine in detail in order to explain and interpret it, okay. So we need to example see here, we need to analyze our results more clearly. So analysis means examination, studying, scrutinize, the same words that have the similar meaning are explore, investigate, check, evaluate and review, breakdown, etc. Synthesize means like you just cut down things, okay. So you don't actually examine in detail, you just go through, okay. Analysis is whatever you study in detail, okay, to get to some conclusion, okay, to get a meaning of it. That means analyze. You analyze a situation, you analyze a person, you understand them, you explore some, markets to invest in and also get profits. You evaluate their profits and take a wise decision. That means you analyze it. Next one, halt. See, these words are like used repetitively, very commonly in a daily, day-to-day conversation. So I've just gotten these things. If you use these in your daily conversation also, it will be nice. Okay, bring or come to an abrupt stop. Suddenly something is stopped. Okay, that means halt. A suspension of movement or activity. You generally your friends will be coming from abroad. They'll be saying, "I have a halt at Delhi while coming to Hyderabad." That means their flight will stop, or they will have to board another flight before uh, boarding another flight. They'll have to board another flight to come to Hyderabad from Delhi. Okay, if they're coming from London, they will come to Delhi first, and then they have a halt for some time, and then they will board another flight. That means halt. It's like there is some movement at that point of time. It's a temporary one. Okay. Usage, a halt in production. Okay, if you take these, it happens in factory due to some, like you can take any technical things, industrial problems like power cut or lack of resources, etc. So you can use it. The production in the factory came to a sudden halt. due to the lack of resources. Okay? And synonyms, like the similar meanings of similar words that have the same meaning as halt, stop, stand still, cessation, also called as stopping, termination, stop. Antonyms are which is going on, starting, continuous, and go. Okay. So the first one is analyze. That means study in detail, halt, come to an abrupt stop. Next one, solidarity. Solidarity means unity or agreement of feeling or action, especially among individuals with a common interest, mutual support within a group. Okay. Uh, Here, if you can see the usage, you'll understand it more clearly. The people of Gaza have been an example of courage and solidarity. Okay? If you have, if you're just aware of the recent happenings in Gaza, people there, like they have showed so much of courage and solidarity. They stood united against the opposition or any force that tried to dismantle them. Okay, so the synonyms are agreement, unanimity, harmony, consensus, support, union. Antonyms will be anything that will break them. Okay, discord, rivalry, competition, and animosity. Okay, so solidarity, unity within a family, within a group of individuals, among employees, it is critical for working or to make an environment good. Okay, so that people will trust each other if you're exhibiting this kind of attitudes. Okay, so the next one, resilience. You must have seen this word in newspaper in the sports page. Okay, like wherein you will have, for example, if you're watching tennis, some person is down a set. That means in the first set he has lost, and the next set he will recover quickly, or he will win the next set. That means he showed resilience. Okay, even despite losing in the first set, he will win the next set. So that means recovering quickly from difficulties, toughness. Okay, so his flexible strength exhibits strength, toughness, adaptability. Antonyms are rigidity and weakness. Okay, if you're not resilient, that means you're not adapting to the situations or you're not keeping the fight. Okay, so here you can take an example of Virat Kohli. As you all know, in his low times or where he has not performed uh, to his full capacity, he came back again after some, you know, uh, not so great performances. That means he showed resilience. Okay? So complementing each other means like you like two things that complementing each other means that add to each other. That's all. Okay. Like for example, see, courage is a complement to skill. Okay. If you have skill and you also have courage, that means they are both complementing each other. That means those qualities or those abilities will help you more. For example, if you have skill but you lack courage, okay, so here courage negative and skill plus, so there will be some ups and downs in your career. If you have skill and if you have courage also, then you're unstoppable. Okay, so that means something that complements, this is a complement of this and this is a complement of this, that gives some boost. Okay, so here addition, capacity building, accompaniment. Okay, here you can see in the example, Bumrah and Siraj need to complement the budding Akashdeep in performing well. Okay, like they have to motivate, they have to add to Akashdeep's abilities also, so that the team performs well. Here in the antonyms, decrease, discord, etc., which will not add, but actually they decrease the quality or ability. They don't complement each other. Okay. Here actually I've started. I thought just to have five words like vocabulary plus five idioms and phrases. Okay. So let us look at the idiom and phrase. Break the ice. That means so, like wherever the basic rule, right? For idioms and phrases, whatever the words that are in that phrase, in the meaning you won't find that word. Okay, that means you don't have anything like breaking or the ice in the meaning. Okay, it is just to say some phrase like to initiate a conversation in a social setting, usually to alleviate tension or awkwardness. Okay, For example, you meet somebody, you feel somewhat embarrassed, or you feel somewhat terrible, or hesitant to speak. So the person who actually speaks first, they are said to be breaking the ice. Okay, that means they don't wait so that the embarrassment continues. So that means breaking the ice. For example, if you meet some old friend of yours, you have lost touch. If you talk first, that means you're breaking the ice. Okay, next one. Hit the nail on the head. That means to precisely identify the main point or get something exactly right. Okay, so like you just go to the point. That's all. You don't beat up the bush. During the heated debate, Sarah hit the nail on the head by highlighting the crucial flaw in the proposed strategy. So just she came to the point. Okay, she came to the crucial point. She came to the main point. That means hitting the nail on the head. So, for example, if you see that there is a nail like this, if you hit it with a hammer or something, like in these areas, there is of no use. If you hit it only on the head of the nail, it goes into the wall. Okay, that means there will be some progress only if you get to the point. That's all. It's not like wasting time. Okay, bite the bullet. Next one, to face a difficult situation with courage and determination. Biting the bullet. So you can actually, see, you can. See, knowing the exam was tough, Tom took a deep breath and decided to bite the bullet, tackling each question with unwavering resolve. That means you are faced with a difficult situation and you just come with courage and determination rather than just surrendering to the situation, just fight back. Okay. In fact, you can just understand this as somebody just hit the bullet to you and you just bite it, meaning like you were not hit by the bullet, but you faced the bullet, you have you have overcome that situation. Okay, that means fighting the bullet. Speak volumes speak volumes to convey a great deal of information without explicitly saying it. Okay, here in the usage, her smile speaks volumes about her happiness, far more eloquent than any words could express. Okay, so something that expresses much more, okay, than words could actually express. Okay, just by seeing it, you will get an impression. That means something speaks volumes. Okay, rather than it need not tell it, you will just understand it. That means speak volumes. Okay, next, cut to the chase, to get straight to the point without unnecessary details. You see, in the usage, in business meetings, John prefers to cut to the chase, ensuring efficiency and clarity in discussions. You see, in like most of the conversations that you have regularly with your friends, family. For example, if you have to take or ask for any financial help from your family, you have to do lots of negotiations, right? You ask about their well-being, and you just just beat around the bush. Most people, I'm not saying like in general, things like these happen. Like you have to pacify them. Okay, you have to talk nicely to them. But many people just go straight to the point, like they're just blunt about their choices. Okay, that means cut to the chase. Okay, that's all. So yeah, in this chapter we have seen topic like basics of tenses, usages of tenses, examples of tenses, and a few vocabulary. Okay, I'll get back to you with a new chapter in the next class. That will be um either active passive voice or direct indirect speech, which will be of much importance in the especially grammar part of the English subject. Thank you all.